In this video I will review the Cammus LC100 Loadcell pedals. And will they replace my old Fanatec CSL Elite pedals? The short answer is yes. Tjena and welcome to the channel. I'm Captain Flatspot and I've been driving with the Cammus Loadcell pedals for about 3 months now, and I thought it was time to do a review. But first, a disclaimer, I just wanna be transparent here. I got these pedals not for free, but with a good discount from Cammus, so this is sort of a sponsored video from Cammus. That will not affect my opinions of these pedals whatsoever. Alright, now we got that out of the way. I did a first impression video of these pedals like 3 months ago. You can watch it here. It's more like an unboxing video and installation video and first impression of the pedals. This is more like a concentrated video, a review, what I think about the pedals, pros and cons, and so forth. Yeah, but first, if you watch the first impression video I did, I have done some changes to my rig. I have now put on some aluminium profiles on the base plate for ease of access, and also the possibility to move the pedals back and forth a little bit easier and easier to mount these pedals. More on that later. Where to start? We can start with the good things about these pedals. One thing is the looks. I really like the look of these pedals. They look high-end, even if they're maybe not. They're a little bit mid-range. They look more high-end than they are, I guess, but it's a good thing. They match the rig really good, and I really like the look of it. And they are very sturdy, no flex and wobble in the pedals. Very nice quality according to the sturdiness of these pedals, and they are heavy. The heavy base plate weighs a lot. Another good thing, we got the adjustable preload on all the pedals. They have not included different springs, but you can change the preload on the pedals by loosening a locking nut, and then you can rotate by hand the preload, and then you lock with the bolt so it doesn't move under use. You use washers to limit the pedal travel. It's a good thing you can do it, but the way you do it is a con, because you don't get any extra spaces with the pedals. So you have to get your own or modify and mix between them as it is. I took some spaces from the clutch and moved it to the throttle to lower the travel. So my clutch is now very long in the travel, but I got these from Amazon. I bought the 10mm and 5mm, so I'm gonna install them here now. You just need these tools, untie this bolt and take off the whole assembly, and put in the new washers and put everything together. And that way you can adjust the pedal travel. Yeah, it's a shame they didn't put it in the box, because it would made it much easier. It is what it is. The throttle and the clutch using Hall effect sensors for position, so that's a good thing. They don't use the potentiometer thing that can be problematic when gathering dust. You have to clean and recalibrate them. So Hall effect sensors, very nice. It's like the new standard, I guess. And on the brake, it's 100 kilogram load cell and also a damper attached to it. The brake uses first a spring, then an elastometer to get a little bit of progressive feel in the pedals, and also the damper really adds to the feel of the pedal. I really like it, but you can't really go that high because it gets too stiff. It goes from 1 to 8, and I think values above 3, maximum 4, it's way too much. So I'm using it between 2 and 3 on the settings, depending on what car I'm gonna use. If it's really like a Formula 1 car, I put it on 3 and get a pretty stiff feeling, and if I drive something else, I lower it a little bit. You can also set the values between full numbers, so I put it mostly on 2.5 on the settings on the damper. Really like the damper. That's another pro. I like the damper. And the pedal surface on the pedals, I really like them. Good curvature and good grip. I've been mostly using socks for this, so it works really good. unless you're gonna do heel toeing, then you're gonna hurt your feet. So always recommended using shoes for that. And the texture is also really nice. I like that it's not super sticky. You can actually slide with your feet a little bit up and down. With shoes, you got a really good grip on the plate. Maybe even too much, it eats away from the shoes. But using socks, it feels really good. You can slide, but you still got good support, good texture when using socks, as I do. And another pro is that once you set them up, they feel really nice to use. Especially the brake and throttle. The clutch is, it's a linear feeling clutch, so you don't get that two-stage feeling of a clutch engaging, but it does the job, more or less, but not that real sensation in the clutch, is the linear feeling. Move on to the cons real quick here though. The mounting and the mounting hardware. They could have put some longer bolts in the package as well as the short one, because these pedals fit aluminum profile very good, because they got bolts sticking out under the plate that can make it problematic mounting out on a flat surface. So you really need some kind of spacers, and then the included bolts are too short if you're gonna use spacers to raise the pedals. So longer screws for the mounting and some spacers would be really nice if they included. It can be a little bit problematic, but it's not a big of a deal if you're like to tinker and mess with your stuff. So not really a problem for me, but it would be nice if they included it in the kit. And another con is you really can't change the angle of the pedals. They are 90 degrees straight up now. At first I didn't get the perfect seating position. I got a little pain in my feet because the pedals were like too high. I want them a little bit leaned forward, but I couldn't do that with my rig. So yeah, that's why I decided to move the pedals up and away from me a bit. So I got a little bit of different driving position now, but now they feel really good. So if they just could have some angle adjustments on the pedals itself, that would be really nice. And another con is that you can't really move the pedal surface up or down. There are holes on the pedals, but they don't match the threaded holes for the bolts, so you can't really move them up and down. That would be so much better if they just made the holes match so you can move them up and down. They are a really good height if you're using shoes, but if you're using socks, they might be a little bit too high for my taste. So I'm gonna drill some holes in these pedals later and see if I can make them a bit lower and make them absolutely perfect. And yeah, I mentioned before, there is no plastic washers to adjust the pedal travel included, so that's a bit, it's small things, you know, but it adds up. It should have been included. It makes everything a bit easier. Now I had to wait for the I have to find something online and wait for the shipping and everything before I could really fine-tune everything as I wanted. Other than that, I don't really see much problems with these pedals. I really like them once you really got them set up in a good position. Feels really good. I like the damper. And one thing about the damper, in the manual it says you're gonna use the damper to adjust the pedal travel, but I don't think that's a good idea, because I want all my force to be on the load cell, not hitting the damper, and maybe the braking input will be a little bit weird that way. I haven't really tried it. I just press the pedal as hard as I want, set the maximum values in the software, and I'm not hitting the damper, so it works really good for me. That could be something to consider when if you're getting one of these, to check if the pedals are actually hitting the damper when you're braking at full force. Maybe adjusting it. It's really easy, just loosen one bolt and move the whole damper up and down, or back and forth. But I'm really pleased with the pedals. This is a short video, just my thoughts, and they will stay on the rig and replace my old Fanatec CSL Elite pedals, and those pedals go to my girlfriend now. She's still using my old G29 pedals, so that will be a good upgrade for her. So these pedals are for like someone like me that likes to If you just wanna buy, install and forget about it, I would recommend the Fanatec CSL Elite that I had before. But I like these a lot better because they feel a little bit more like a real car, and I'm getting good performance out of them, and I'm happy with this. It doesn't feel like a side grade, it's more like an upgrade, even if the prices are about the same. Yeah, that can be another con. The shipping costs can be quite high if you don't have a local reseller. But other than that, I'm really pleased with these pedals, and they've been holding up very good so far. Time will tell, I guess, but right now, staying on the rig. Thank you very much for watching, take care, and I see you in the next one. Cheers!